You know, whenever you talk about the Chevy Volt, you have to talk about efficiency. Efficiency of the powertrain, we know about that. We know that it's an extended range electric vehicle, that the battery is very advanced, and that battery is what's going to allow you, in large measure, to go 40 miles of petroleum-free driving. But what you don't hear a lot about is the efficiency of the body, the efficiency of in the way the body was designed. The battery and the powertrain can only do so much. The shape of the car needs to be efficient. In other words, the drag coefficient needs to be low enough that it will allow that car to move through the air with the least amount of effort and deliver on this promise of 40 miles of petroleum-free driving. Up until now, we've been hesitant to quote any coefficient of drag figures for the vehicle until we tested one of the integration vehicles. I can say that after 500 hours of wind tunnel tests, I can tell you that this vehicle is the most aerodynamically efficient vehicle that Chevrolet has ever done. Now, you might want to know what the other vehicles in this segment may do. The vehicle is in sort of its own segment because an extended range electric vehicle, this is the first. But some vehicles you may know of, the Toyota Prius and the Honda Insight, have both been tested in our wind tunnel in similar configuration, and the Volt, I can tell you right now, safely and easily beats those vehicles' aerodynamic performance. Now, how were we able to do that? Look at the vehicle. You can see that the shapes are very smooth. One of the key ingredients to good aerodynamic performance is keeping the air attached to the vehicle. Smooth shapes allow the air to stay attached to the vehicle. If air separates and becomes detached from the vehicle, it creates turbulence and drag. Imagine air coiling off of a hard edge here. That's bad. That creates drag. So keeping the air attached to the vehicle was first and foremost in our mind. But also the details, the way we treated the details, the grille texture, for instance. The cooling requirements for an electric vehicle are very different from a conventional car. So we were able to seal up the grille. Do not send air into the engine compartment where it creates drag, but rather push it down the side of the vehicle where it's smooth. We only take in the small amount of air that we need down low. All this is to increase efficiency and lower drag. Now, electric vehicles don't have a gasoline engine that runs all the time, so they're very quiet. So we were very conscious of the fact that we needed to keep the cabin very quiet, because road noise and wind noise are going to be more noticeable if you don't have an engine or a powertrain to mask those sounds. So we spent a lot of time around the wipers, around the side view mirror. All this work was done in an effort to keep air off of the pieces of the cabin that were closest to your ear. We wanted to keep the cabin very quiet so that the driving experience would be very smooth and refined. Now, continuing down the back of the vehicle, you have to manage the airflow down the entire length of the car. The angle of the backlight here, the back glass, was designed to keep the air from tumbling and creating drag. The air stays attached for as long as possible. When it does leave the vehicle, you want it to leave very quickly and very precisely. You don't want to create vortices and a large wake, an arrow wake in the back of the vehicle. So we designed these small blades on the rear corner of the car. We designed a very efficient spoiler to allow this air to separate cleanly and quickly from the vehicle to keep that drag coefficient low. Now, you could have just made the car into a science project, designed a perfectly aerodynamic shape, but you may not have had something that looked good. A car is a very emotional purchase, so the car still needs to look good. So we made sure that while acknowledging the aerodynamic performance of the vehicle, we included those elements that make sports cars and sporty vehicles look good. The nose is low, the tail is high, the track is wide, and the glass plane is in. It gives this vehicle a very strong sense of stability and a well-planted stance, very sporty looking. Now, in the inside of the vehicle, we made sure that we used premium materials, high-quality textures, innovative textures and finishes, and the modern message goes to the display screens as well. We've got 2 reconfigurable LCD clusters in the vehicle. We've got fully capacitive touch buttons on the center stack, all to enhance the sense of modernity and efficiency. Now, this isn't the only vehicle that we're going to use, that we're going to build at Chevrolet that has this vocabulary. The lessons we learned on this Volt are going to translate across the entire Chevrolet brand. The Chevy Cruze that we're going to hear about in a moment from Michael Simcoe is another entry that uses some of the same experience that we learned from the Chevrolet Volt, aero performance, modern proportions and styling as well. So, That's the story.